train terminates at Morden.
The next station is Piccadilly Circus. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform. Change here for the Piccadilly line. Is Regent's Park. Exit here for local buses to ZSL, London Zoo. For the Circle, Hammersmith and City, Jubilee and Metropolitan lines. Exit here for Madame Tussauds. Please mind the gap. Please mind the gap.
Elizabeth Baker. I'm a senior 2 with Tarleton. We got here and got to our rooms, and you know, they're not bad, just like any college dorm. Found whenever we sat down here on their cigarette boxes, it shows a healthy lung and a lung with lung cancer, and then it says the smoking kills and it says the amount of tar, nicotine, and carbon monoxide in a package, which is kind of crazy. I mean, you know, to have it right there open to you, and it's just so obvious. And like the little markers in the States, you know, oh, smoking is dangerous and blah blah blah. It's blatant, it's out there, it's open for you to see. I really like that. You know, patient care is always going to be the same. The nursing, you know, where you go, it's just the different levels that the nurses can do. You know, here they can't start IVs unless they go to a special training, and they have to pick a field and go into that field, and most of I think they have 4 or 5 major areas, and then they have to stay in that. But with us, we get training in it all, so we can do it all. And I really enjoy that about our system, the fact that we can do what we want and we're not stuck in just one area, because you get in somewhere you think you're gonna like it and it turns out to not be what you expect. And with the nurses here, if that's the case, they have to start school all over again.
Abby Baldridge. I'm about to start my senior 1 semester in nursing school. I'm from Stephenville, Texas, and my time in London has been amazing. I think it's awesome that as a team we get lost all the time. We take the tube system and the tubes close half an hour before they say they're going to close, and we're just lost. And so we walk around and we take buses and taxis, and it's just been a really cool experience being lost in another country, just walking around and seeing things that we never would have seen. We came across Abbey Street. The main reason we're here is the hospital, and I noticed I had a very different experience than most people did because I was in the A&E, which is basically like the ER in America, and I got to see some amazing stuff yesterday. I was there way longer than everybody because I couldn't leave. They were diagnosing one of my patients with swine flu, and that's something that we haven't seen yet in America. So I got to see just a different perspective, and I saw the coolest machine I think I've seen yet in nursing. It was called an auto pulse, and they lay a patient down on it and they put straps over their sternum, and it does chest compressions so that nurses can focus on other parts of nursing. I've really enjoyed the clinical experience, and it's given me such a greater appreciation of what we have in America and the healthcare that we're provided with, and the differences between the two. The national healthcare system here, and everybody gets free healthcare, and it's just the way it is, and it makes me respect healthcare workers here, and give me a different respect for the ones back at home also.
Somebody come in the other part of it.
Let's start here.
Wait.
Hi, my name is Denise Smith. I'm from Burleson, Texas. I'm a nursing student at Tarleton State. I'm a senior 1 student. England has been really nice. The weather's hot, which is unusual for them. We've rode the tube, which is interesting. We've gotten lost. We've taken buses, taken taxis. I really love England so far. The food's not very good, but the people are nice. While I'm here, I still hope to go to Paris, maybe go to the beach one day and see what the coast is like here. But altogether, I'm having a really good time.
This is one of my favorite places here in the Queen's Gardens, Rose Gardens. And we learned a lot about the healthcare system here in London as compared to the US. And I think it's a good idea to have a healthcare system that everyone has access to at the time of service, no matter their status in society, whether they're very poor or wealthy. Of course, there's flaws in the system, and I think it would be a good thing if we could work out the flaws to where, you know, that everyone got the same quality of care, not just the people who are wealthy enough to buy private insurance. Then I think it would be a good system. We've toured lots of places, museums, the old operating museum. It was kind of a neat place. Kind of scary to think about because they used to do surgeries there without anesthesia, such as amputations, and we got to see the table they used, the instruments they used. It was up in the attic of a church.
I'm a senior 1 nursing student. I'm from Tarleton, Texas. The patients over here are, they're skeptical of the system a little bit. That's what I took from it. But they're very nice. They're not demanding at all. Of course, some of the confused patients were, but for the most part, they're very understanding of the nurses. They work with the nurses and doctors very well. They were all very kind to me and wanted to know where I was from and, you know, what I was doing there. And of course, in our purple scrubs when they're all wearing white, for the most part. And they're very kind. And of course, we've done our clinicals at St. George's Hospital. And it's just a new experience over here. It's nothing like I've ever done before. The hospital's different, but it's good. I learned that, you know, things can be different, but also be good. They're treated well over here. And I've just enjoyed the different culture. There are so many people everywhere. All different cultures. You have to walk through thousands of people on the street every day. There's so much walking, and you know, you get your exercise over here. We walked up so many steps. There's no elevators or lifts really. A few escalators now and then, but not much. Learned our way around the tube. It's way different than the small town of Toller that I grew up in, 500 people.
Hello, my name is Shamar Herrera, and I am a senior nursing major at Tarleton State, and we are currently in Stonehenge. Basically, we came over here to make a documentary over the differences in the UK and the US in the healthcare system. And been to a lot of places, but by far my favorite has been going to Salisbury to Stonehenge and then to Bath. It's just an amazing drive. The countryside's beautiful. I recommend it to anyone. And I've also had the chance to go to the hospital. It's a lot different than the US. There's like anywhere between 4 and 8 patients in one single room. And it's something we really don't see in America. But overall, I can't say that one system is better than the other.
What about London surprised you?
How big it is and how many people. I knew it was big, but I didn't know how big it would be.
Hi, my name's Melissa Hobson. I am studying at London right now, doing study abroad. I'm from Dallas, Texas, and I'm currently at Tarleton State University for nursing school.
To know that I was able to see a brain surgery while I was here in London, and it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I basically got the opportunity to go into the OR with the patient that I was with and see the doctors go in and take out a tumor that was in the center of this man's brain. And I got to watch them drill the hole. I got to watch them put him to sleep. I got to watch them actually get to the tumor, which took about 2.5 hours because the tumor was so deep. And then I got to watch them like start pulling away at the tumor that was in the brain. It was really cool.
Their healthcare system is quite different from ours, in that everyone in this country gets free healthcare because if you make so much money, you pay certain taxes, which goes to healthcare, and then all this money basically gets put into a pot, and anyone who needs healthcare gets it, whether it's a procedure, a doctor's appointment, whatever you want, you get it. You might have to wait, but everyone's taken care of here, which is interesting to learn about, but there's pros and cons, just like our healthcare system. The staffing and the patients in the hospital, there's about six to 10 patients in one room for one nurse. In my area yesterday that I was in, there was one nurse taking care of 10 patients, and then there was another open section with one nurse taking care of 4 patients. So it's a little different, but I kind of like it because you can see all of your patients and make sure that everybody's okay, they're not in different rooms.
Hello, my name is Nicole Cohn, and I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. I'm a senior 1 student, and so far in clinical, I got stationed in a general med surge on the ground floor of St. James Wing, and we've been observing the differences in our healthcare systems, and it's very different. I can see that the patient's needs are being taken care of, but there's a lot of things that we do in the States that I feel cut back on some of the errors that could take place. I believe like most of the nurses, they don't really perform some of the same assessments that we do, that the doctors perform more of the assessments. But here I believe the doctors and the nurses work more closely together and are more closely knit, and I believe like both have their advantages and both have their disadvantages. The nurses here have been very friendly. Everyone's nice and they're very eager to know what we're doing there, and most of them like to share their opinions. Some believe that their healthcare system reaches more people and that a lot of more people are helped, and then some believe that our healthcare system is better. One of them, a lady from South Africa, was talking to me. She works there, and she says they have a mixture of both, of the private and the national, and she says that she likes that system very well, and that this system, the national healthcare system, has some flaws, but I can see some flaws in our healthcare system as well.
Hi, my name is Megan Rutledge, and I'm from Stephenville, Texas, and I'm a senior 1 student at Tarleton State University. And so far, since we've been in London, it's been a really great time, a really great experience. We've gotten to ride the buses and ride the tube and walked on the really narrow streets that are really, really busy, and everyone walks really fast. And we've gotten to see Westminster Abbey and Buckingham Palace, and we've also gotten to see the old operating room theater, which was really an educational experience. It was really neat to learn about that. And we've gotten to do a lot of shopping and just kind of sightseeing, and the Regent's Park is very beautiful. And so far it's just been a really good experience, and we're just gonna maybe go to Paris and go to some other places, so it's been really great.
I'm Lily Guillory, and I'm a Junior 2 nursing student at Tarleton State University. And today we went to the Florence Nightingale Museum. That was pretty interesting. We saw all the old uniforms and her lantern and all of her old medical equipment. And I would highly recommend this program to other people. It's very interesting to see the different healthcare system. The NHS is a lot different than Medicaid and Medicare. Everybody that pays taxes qualifies for the NHS, unlike Medicare and Medicaid. In the hospital, even though there's 6 to 7 people in a hospital room, it's clean and you get more attention, and the healthcare is better, I think.
My name is Kaylin Gaston, and I'm a nursing major. I'm a junior 2 in the program. The Florence Nightingale Museum was really, really interesting. We got to see she was the first nurse that did statistics on how the the mortality rate was, and whenever she showed up in nursing, the mortality rate went down significantly with her statistics. And we got to see her old uniforms and her equipment, and I would highly recommend anybody to go to that museum if you're nursing or not, just to see how it all started.
Wonderful day. Safeguard to make sure that the nurses, that work in the UK, that all nurses, midwives, and specialty community health nurses must meet the requirements and renew their registration. See, they call it pre-registration and registration here. Pre-registration is before you get registered, that you have to be at a school of nursing. This is what they call it. You're a pre-registered candidate at that point when you're going to school. And then after you do that, you register with them. It's called the registration. But you don't take a test. There's no board exam. They go by what your faculty is the one who decides if you move forward to get registered. That's how it works. And I'm just focusing mainly on the students that are going to school here in the UK. They also regulate the skill mix too, that they determine they have lower levels of nurses here, what we would call LPNs or LVNs, but I'm going to mainly just focus on the RN. Is that right? Yeah.
It goes, there's so many. You start out as a staff nurse, and then you're a senior staff nurse, and then you're like a junior sister, and then you're a sister, and then you're a senior sister. But they kind of pancaked in nurse practitioner between sister and senior sister.
Oh, okay.
So when it comes down to authority, your senior sister has the call above your nurse practitioners. Even though a senior sister can't prescribe medication, they have the ultimate authority. They're right under, and they're above, there's 2 levels, there's 8 levels of being a physician too. It's like you have your SHO and then your senior SHO and all that business.
You get to a certain point, and then before you can advance, you have to go for an interview.
This isn't a class where you're supposed to say what I want to hear. Y'all wouldn't do that. I don't like people to say what I want to hear. I like to be challenged, just as y'all like to be challenged.
I think their students still get the shorthand though.
Okay.
I really like having our teachers there to go to if we have a question.
You like us after all, right?
You heard higher quality of healthcare, but we have to pay millions.
Oh yeah, we have the best healthcare in the world that money can buy.
If we can.
And y'all have heard all the debate.
Better or no worse, it's just different.
You have to give me money if you're gonna film me.
I'm a senior 1. I would recommend that other nursing students or even nurses should come over here and see what they have to offer, or even what we could take home to change how we do stuff. It might help in the long run to get us away from not knowing the person but only the disease. I think it'd help us coming over here and seeing how they do things to treat the person, not just the disease.
That woman up there. I'm telling you what I am. Like, you know, just... You sound all the same now. What's the difference? You sound all the same now. Just the same as a New Zealanders and Australians sound the same. Because it's all told about
Hi, my name's Allison Hartley. I'm from Denton, Texas. The area of the hospital that I actually worked at today was a cardiac unit, and basically it's post-operative cardiac patients. So all of them have had either a CABG done, which is a coronary artery bypass graft, stents put in, and they do it a whole lot differently from us. Actually, one guy today had some kind of like radial artery that he'd done, and we never do. I've never seen that in the U.S. So that's neat to see. I get to follow around just one nurse, so it's kind of like one-on-one, and you observe everything, anything and everything they do. Their medications to dressings to taking out stitches. So I'm hoping tomorrow I'll get to see a little bit more. Not necessarily see a little bit more, but just kind of summarize what exactly that I've learned, because we're gonna have to write like this huge paper by the time we leave. So what else have I seen? Just just little stuff that we would see in the U.S. Versus, you know, following around the nurse just doing paperwork and stuff. They don't do nearly as much paperwork as you would think. We do tons more.
I'm Lena Teague. I'm from Glenrose. I'm starting my senior 1 semester next fall. Okay, one of the things that I noticed was that the patients, they really seemed to like being close together. It gave them a lot of interaction. They didn't seem so alone. I liked seeing the little old ladies talk to each other and chat. They seemed to really like that. Another thing, the nurses they did seem to be as busy as the nurses in the U.S., but they took time for themselves. Rest was a big deal. I liked that. But my all-time favorite is definitely the Queen's Rose Garden. It's very beautiful, very relaxed. You see people just sleeping, napping in the shades, little kids just riding their bicycles, and the roses smell so good. It's just a very peaceful, relaxing place. Very different from the city itself, where you see people running around and very hectic in a big hurry, and then you go to the park and everybody's very relaxed, and it's just a nice downtime, I guess.
I'm a senior 1 nursing student. I'm from Caldwell, Texas. The hospital, it's a little different. I see a lot of similarities and also a bunch of differences. The 6 beds in each room it's different, but in a way I think it's really good for the patients just because they have communication. They can talk to each other. I've seen patients at other patients' bedsides just talking, reading the newspapers together. The nurses do a really good job. They're really on top of things. They're really adamant about patients' care here. It was just really nice to see. They have hoists where they lift patients up and put them in the bathtubs. I've never seen that. It's really cool. But no, it's just the hospitals are really great. I mean, they get the job done. We're a little bit different, but other than that, it's good. I've really enjoyed London. I've enjoyed shopping. I think probably the thing I liked the most was just seeing new people, meeting new people. But I would definitely say save your money up and come see this. This is something that you need to do. This was a once-in-a-lifetime experience for me, and I won't regret one bit of it. I've enjoyed it all.
I'm Alexa Stoner, and I'm a Senior 1 student in the nursing program at Tarleton State University. Yesterday in clinicals, I was on the Kate ward, which is a plastics ward where they take care of patients that are needing some type of plastic surgery, and a lot of it is skin flaps and things to fixing things like broken legs and stuff that had come out of the skin, compound fractures and stuff. And then they take skin grafts from the upper thighs to cover up where the hole was left from the bones. So it was very interesting, and watched a lot of wound changing and dressings and stuff, but it was neat. I did notice that everything they do is on paper. They don't do anything computerized except for labs. But they work as a team. They have several different levels of nurses on the floor, and if you can't get something done for your patient, then you pass it off to the next higher nurse, and she is in charge of it. And if she can't get it done, she will pass it off to the next nurse. So it's very nice to know that even though you need to go and focus on something else on your patient, there is still somebody working to get something done for another patient and following up with doctors and whatnot. And the doctors are very helpful, and they work as a team, and they understand that the nurses are their lifeline to the patient, and they take care of the patient. It is a very fascinating place to be in London. The people are interesting. If you can get them to talk to you, it's very interesting to listen to their point of view on their medical system. And the majority of the time they're always saying, but y'all have a better system, and I don't think there's a better system. I just think there's something out there that maybe could be taken from each system and making a perfect system.
Hi, my name is Christy Singleton, and I'm from Tarleton, Texas. I'm a senior English major, and so far I've done quite a bit of stuff. I went and saw The Tempest, I went and saw Hamlet, which Jude Law was starring in, and on Monday I'm going to go see As You Like It at the Globe Theater. Probably the best thing about this trip so far, besides the beauty of the place, has been the Hamlet performance, because it completely changed my mind about how I read Hamlet. The way that Jude Law said his lines and the way that they acted it all out on stage, I was just like, oh my gosh, it just had an epiphany of how different I've been thinking about the play.
My name is Cassie Moon. I'm from Grayford, Texas, like an hour and a half northwest of Stephenville, and I'm in my junior part of nursing.
about all I've done so far. Pretty much seen everything there is to see here.
Hi, I just wanted to say thank you so much for the scholarship, for the Walls Regional Scholarship. It has been a very great opportunity to come on this trip, and I've had so much fun and I have learned a lot. When we went to the Royal Surgeon Museum, it was very interesting and we got to learn a lot about dissection, and I would highly recommend going on that tour and also going on the trip to London. I just wanted to thank the people that gave us the scholarship. It made it much more easy to come on this trip. It's been a great opportunity. I've learned a lot, saw a lot. It's definitely something I would recommend to anyone that has the chance. And it was great. Everything we've learned, everything we've seen, the museums, tons of them. It's wonderful. Thank you.
We're right across the street from the Royal Surgeons Museum in Winter Park, and it's been a lot of fun here in London. Thank you so much for contributing to let us go. We had a great time with the hospitals. We learned a lot about the differences in healthcare, and it was great to get this opportunity, so thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Denise. I'm at a park here in London. I just want to thank you so much for the scholarship and the opportunity to come to London. It really has helped a lot and we've learned so much. Thank you so much. I just hope that y'all continue to give the scholarships for the study abroad, because this scholarship is going to help me in this experience to be a well-rounded nurse.
I've really enjoyed this experience. Thank you so much for giving me this scholarship. It's made it much more affordable to come, and has given me much more spending money here and made me able to come on this trip. We've learned so much here, and I've enjoyed this experience to the utmost. Thank you again for giving me the scholarship.
I just wanted to thank you for this scholarship. It's been a great opportunity. We've learned so much. Today we went to the Royal Surgeons Museum and it was very interesting. The scholarship made it a lot easier to afford the London trip, and it made it more enjoyable to not have to worry about money. Thank you so much.
I would really like to thank the Walls Hospital for the scholarship that we got to help us be able to come and learn things about being nurses and what it means to be a good nurse, whether you're in the UK or in Texas. So we really appreciate that. We thank you so much, and it's been such a blessing to be here, and I appreciate everything that y'all did for us. Thanks so much.
Mm-hmm.